don't ever come between a man and his meal. I never forgot that either. Most niggas would have to run the streets for years to learn a lesson that profound. It took me 2 seconds. Never get between somebody and their paper. Taking a man's livelihood away from him is akin to killing him.
This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z.
Dave Chappelle just lit the whole internet on fire with some serious receipts about Shannon Sharpe's lawsuit. And it's wild for real. So y'all probably heard that Shannon Sharpe got slapped with a lawsuit a few days back by a woman going by Jane Doe, right? Real name? Gabrielle Zuniga. She's accusing him of some serious stuff, claiming he allegedly assaulted her more than once. But here's where it gets spicy. Dave Chappelle's now saying this whole lawsuit might be a setup. He claims she's being backed by some heavy hitters in the industry who got a bone to pick with Shannon and want to bring down Club Shay Shay for good. Not everybody realizes this, but Shannon's been dropping bombs on his podcast, calling out celebs, spilling tea, and pulling skeletons straight out the closet. Now word on the street is some of these celebs weren't feeling that at all. And get this, rumor has it Shannon's been secretly collecting dirt on folks during his interviews and allegedly using it to blackmail them. Yeah, for real. That's the word making rounds right now. Looks like the game might have caught up with him. And guess who's ready to let it all out? Dave Chappelle. And when Dave talks, people listen. So the question is, which celeb did Shannon allegedly try to shake down? Cause it's looking like the heat just got turned all the way up. Now let's not forget, Dave Chappelle don't play about truth. He's a comedian, sure, but he doesn't joke about facts. When Club Shay Shay first started blowing up, Dave was one of the few who warned Shannon, don't go poking the wrong bears. He told him straight up, talking to celebs is one thing, but when you start targeting A-listers, that's a whole different game. And when Katt Williams hit the show last year with that viral interview, Dave had a message for Shannon. He said, but part of the game is this, he eat the ninjas. He didn't say anything about these white boys. None of these white boys function like that. Katt is one of the best painters in the game. Things are about to get crazy. So Katt Williams straight up called it out. Why you out here drawing ugly pictures of us? He was heated. He said, hurt people, but I'm someone who's been hurt and never hurt nobody. Meanwhile, he does it all the time. Boom! That shot was aimed right at Shannon. Katt didn't stop there. He accused Shannon of trying to destroy the careers of other black comedians. He got real emotional too, saying, if I told my story, it would break your heart. I lost everything and never told a soul. But now this dude want to act like he's the truth police? Katt was not having it. He went on, my effort? Katt, hard. But Dre, tell me what part of the game is it to mess up another man's bag? Since when is it cool to rat on your own people? That hit deep, especially in the industry where loyalty is supposed to mean something. And honestly, it wasn't hard to see where Katt was coming from. A lot of celebs were already fuming at Shannon. Fans dragging them online is one thing, but when another celebrity brings them on a podcast, then lets other celebs throw dirt on them, that's next level betrayal. They were like, where's the loyalty? And y'all already know which interview lit this whole thing up. That Katt Williams sit down on Club Shay Shay. That episode set the tone for all the drama in 2024. After that, the floodgates opened. Everyone started talking. Secrets got spilled. Celebs got exposed left and right. That video now has over 80 million views. It's literally the most watched podcast interview on the whole platform. But not everybody was cheering. A lot of celebs felt blindsided. And that's where things started going downhill for Shannon. And let's be real, Katt didn't hold back in that interview. He was coming for next. And while some folks were clapping for the honesty, others thought he sounded bitter. Like maybe he was just mad his own career had been rocky lately. Either way, the tension, it's thick. So people started saying the reason Katt Williams was coming for everybody was plain and simple, jealousy. They felt like he was throwing shade because deep down, he was bitter. And one of the first big names he fired at, none other than Cedric the Entertainer. Katt came out swinging, accusing Cedric of straight up matching jokes from other comedians and passing them off as his own. Then he took it even further, calling Cedric a fraud for not writing his own material. Katt said he either stole jokes or leaned on other people to write for him. Serious accusations in the comedy world. Of course, Cedric didn't let that slide. He clapped back on Instagram real quick, shutting Katt down with some heat of his own. He posted, Revisionist history. Regardless of whatever Katt's opinion, my career can't be reduced to one joke Katt Williams claims as his. Cedric was not playing. He reminded folks he's been in over 40 movies and his comedy specials speak for themselves. He even mentioned how he gave Katt a platform back in the day, saying, "The people I've put on, including Katt, at the Gibson Amphitheater." Then he hit him with the grown man energy. "All that tough talk is corny. I'm a grown man and none of this stuff gonna go like you think. You do you, I got this over here." Boom. But it didn't stop there. Kevin Hart caught wind of all this and decided to jump in too, and he lit Katt up on social media. He didn't hold back, throwing shade right back at Katt and siding with Cedric. The feud was officially on. Celebs were choosing sides and the comedy world was on fire. Kevin Hart didn't hold back. He straight up called Katt Williams a clown who belongs in a circus. And honestly, it's hard to blame him for snapping back because Katt had already been throwing heavy shots his way. Katt accused Kevin of being a total fraud, saying his whole squeaky clean, super successful image was fake to Katt. Kevin's been selling folks a version of himself that's all smoke and mirrors, not the real deal. He made it sound like Kevin was more about playing Hollywood's game than keeping it 100. But here's the thing. Katt coming for Kevin wasn't just random hate. These two been having tension for years. It's been brewing behind the scenes, and this latest drama just blew the lid off it. See, Katt's been saying he got blackballed from the industry because he spoke too much truth and wouldn't follow Hollywood's rules. He's claimed he stayed real and the industry punished him for it. But Kevin wasn't buying that story. He pulled up to the Breakfast Club and fired back, saying Katt didn't get sidelined for being too real. He got pushed out because of his own issues and how difficult he was to work with. So when Katt came on Club Shay Shay and started popping off again, a lot of folks saw it as payback, like he was getting revenge for Kevin, airing him out publicly.
So take full responsibility for any and everything that I've done in business, good or bad. My frustration with Katt Williams comes from, you keep pointing at Hollywood. Hollywood this, the white man, this, and this. When do you take responsibility for your actions? You had the shot.
Katt was in that position at one
You
point.
were the guy.
Yeah.
You were set up to be the star. You didn't show up to work. You off promo shoots. You off your promo trips that they had set up for you. You became a risk to the studios, which is why the studio stopped with you.
Why was he at risk?
He chose you.
Oh, okay.
Take responsibility for what you chose and say, you know what? I gotta fix me, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna stand up for comedy. So when you say...
But Kevin wasn't about to sit quiet this time either. He clapped back again, doubling down and calling Katt a circus act, basically saying he's more sideshow than legend now.
Hey, Kev, you didn't say nothing to Katt Williams when he did a 3-hour interview talking slow yesterday. You didn't put a shot clock on him.
Well, do you entertain the circus or do you watch it, Kurt? Which one do you do? What do you do? You watch it. You go, man, look at that lion riding the bike. That's what you say.
This ain't just beef, it's a full-on feud and the tension is real. After that wild interview with Katt Williams, both Shannon Sharpe and Katt found themselves in hot water, real fast. They were dragged all over social media for weeks, and then rapper Mai stepped in and turned the heat up even more. Mai didn't hold back. He straight up accused Shannon of being anti-black. He pointed out how Shannon always gets loud and passionate when it's time to call out black folks, but then gets real quiet when it's a white person involved.
Thirdly, you call yourself coming at me, right? You want to be aggressive with me, right? Listen, you showed poise, respect, wherewithal, resolve, compassion, reverence for Skip Bayless. Why are you so aggressive anytime somebody black say something? The man said, put your glasses on, and you put your glasses back on. Don't play with me. Put your glasses back on, Shannon.
That shift in energy, people were noticing and calling it out loud. Now, Katt's interview already had folks giving Shannon serious side-eye, like, what's really going on here? But it went from bad to worse when Monique came on the podcast. Shannon was already on thin ice. And Monique, she didn't tiptoe around anybody. She came with names and came in hot. She called out Tyler Perry. She called out Oprah. She even had smoke for Kevin Hart. And suddenly it started looking like Shannon's podcast had a whole agenda, like he was purposely giving the mic to folks who had beef with major black power players in Hollywood. Just like Katt, Monique didn't hold anything back. She let everybody know she got blackballed after refusing to do extra promo for Precious. And all because she said no to working for free. According to Monique, she already did her part. She showed up, acted her heart out, and did the promo she was contractually obligated to do. But once she said no to doing extra press without a paycheck, everything allegedly went left fast. And let's not sugarcoat it. Getting blackballed in Hollywood ain't just a little bump in the road. It can ruin careers, relationships, and reputations. One move, and it all starts to crumble like dominoes. Once big names like Oprah and Tyler Perry turned their backs on Monique, it was like the whole industry hit the brakes. Folks didn't want to get involved. They were scared to even be seen showing support. Monique became untouchable. People were terrified they'd get caught on the wrong side too if they stood next to her. But according to Monique, one person actually stepped up, Kevin Hart. She said Kevin tried to play the role of a real one. When everything around her was falling apart, he came in with that ride or die energy, acting like he was genuinely there for her. She said he told her he had her back, no matter what, even though she was already blackballed and treated like an outsider in Hollywood. And Monique, she believed him. He seemed sincere, like he actually cared. But then, the switch up came. After all the promises and loyalty talk, Kevin just disappeared on her, didn't say a word, just ghosted her, like she never existed. And the worst part? He didn't even cut ties face to face. Monique said he had other people do the dirty work for him. That betrayal hit hard. But it didn't end there. Monique dropped a bomb. She claims she's got audio of Kevin throwing her under the bus and begging Tyler Perry for approval, trying to get back in good with the Hollywood elite. If that's true, that's next level shady.
Yes. And I need to get it off my chest early.
Because that's why I'm looking at you now. Like, why are you going into that? Because I told you we could not talk till I dealt with you.
Okay,
listen. Okay. So let me say this to you. The day I watched Skip Bayless lose himself with you. And that's what he did. He lost himself. And when I watched Skip Bayless say to you, put them goddamn glasses back on, boy. Now, I know he didn't say goddamn and boy, but that's what everybody heard. And I was waiting for you to snatch his ass across that table, baby, and give it to him. I was like, Shannon, this is the perfect time. I don't condone violence.
Right.
I don't say be violent. But that day, I was in my feelings for 2 days. Me and my grandbaby could not watch you for 2 days. And my husband had to say, Mama, let's talk about this. Look at Shannon Sharpe. He retired in 2004, but he could still get on that field and run touchdowns, tackles, everything.
So yeah, it's no surprise that Shannon's podcast has been getting real cold shoulders from celebs lately. They're not feeling it. They see it as messy. Too many shots being fired, too many personal stories getting aired out. Even D.L. Hewley spoke out. He slammed the show and accused Shannon of letting guests come on just to spread lies and twisted narratives about people they've worked with.
Club Shay Shay is getting messier and messier. It's almost like Wendy Williams didn't go anywhere. She just got a weight set. So Monique was on. Every time I see Monique these days, she's on doing some greasy ass video with her and her daddy complaining about something or working out. I don't know nobody that work out that much and gain weight unless every crunch you do has got Captain in front of it. But apparently she goes on Club Shay Shay and tells the story about how she came on my radio show and I wasn't there at the time. And my co-host Jasmine Sanders played a game that we played all the time with everybody called Would You Rather. She apparently was so offended by that.
The trust? Gone. And if you thought things were already wild, it's about to get way messier. Word on the street is that Shannon Sharpe has allegedly been blackmailing celebs, using dirt he collects from behind-the-scenes convos during his podcast interviews. Sources say Shannon records way more than what actually gets aired. Then he allegedly chops out the juiciest, most explosive parts before the final cut. Why? So he can keep that tea on standby and supposedly use it for leverage when things get tense. If that's true, that's some serious behind-the-curtain manipulation. Now, we can't confirm if all of that's 100% legit, but it would explain why some folks are moving so aggressively to take Shannon down. The lawsuit against him? The timing is raising a lot of eyebrows. See, the lawsuit dropped just 1 day before the news was about to break that Shannon was lining up a monster deal. We're talking about a deal expected to bring in over $100 million for Club Shay Shay. This was right after his contract with Colin Cowherd's The Volume Podcast Network ended. So yeah, it's looking real strategic. Shannon's lawyer even pointed it out in his public statement. He said the accuser was fully aware that Shannon was about to sign a massive contract and used that moment to hit him where it hurts. In the lawyer's words, she knew that, took advantage of it. In my opinion, this is the classic definition of blackmail. He said it's all about power, catching someone at their peak moment to get the most leverage possible. This was all in response to the lawsuit filed by Jane Doe, the woman accusing Shannon of some extremely serious behavior. She claims he manipulated and controlled her and accuses him of assault in October 2024 and again in January 2025, saying he completely ignored her pleas for him to stop. If all this is real, then this isn't just scandal. This is war in Hollywood podcast land. The accusations just keep getting darker, and this next part is beyond disturbing. Jane Doe, real name Gabrielle Zuniga, claimed Shannon Sharpe not only threatened her physically, but flat out refused to take no for an answer, even while she was crying and screaming for him to stop. She also dropped a bomb that has the whole internet talking. She said she was just 19 when their relationship began, while Shannon was a full 54 years old. That's a major age gap that had folks raising eyebrows real quick. But to Shannon, it seems like age ain't nothing but a number, and boundaries ain't nothing but an option.
And it gets worse. According to Jane, Shannon would sometimes secretly record their intimate moments without her knowing, saying it was just for personal use. But she's now accusing him of something even more shocking, that he allegedly shared those private videos with friends multiple times. If that's true, that crosses a whole new line.
But the drama doesn't stop there. Jane's lawyer dropped a major revelation. Shannon and his team allegedly offered her $10 million to keep quiet and not file the lawsuit. And Shannon's own lawyer confirmed it happened. Now, people are asking, was that offer an attempt to hide something big or just a desperate move to protect his brand? Jane Doe's attorney, Tony Busby, Tony Busby, said this all started back in February. He claimed, "Our office contacted Mr. Sharpe on behalf of Jane Doe to discuss a possible meeting. Several conversations took place. Eventually, a formal mediation began." He went on to say Shannon brought in different lawyers for that process, and the back and forth lasted over 6 weeks. During that time, Shannon allegedly made a significant offer to settle, but Jane Doe turned it down and moved forward with filing the lawsuit anyway. And now, Shannon's legal team is calling the whole case baseless. But if all this is true, it's not just a lawsuit, it's a full-blown scandal with million-dollar hush deals, power plays, and serious questions about who's protecting who. Things just got even messier. And the back and forth between Jane Doe's legal team and Shannon Sharpe's lawyers is reaching a boiling point. Jane Doe's attorney, Tony Busby, confirmed it loud and clear. Shannon did offer her $10 million in writing to stop her from filing the lawsuit. That is a true statement, Busby said. Jane Doe was offered $10 million to settle, but she rejected the offer and chose to move forward with litigation. That's a power move. And now all eyes are on what comes next. But now things have turned ugly. Busby claims Shannon's team is trying to discredit Jane Doe, even accusing them of doxing her. And it didn't stop there. Busby also says he is being targeted and attacked by Shannon's side. Still, he's standing firm, saying, "Hoist, we are not going to be deterred by these tactics." Then Shannon's legal team clapped back with force, firing off their own statement and trying to flip the narrative. To shift attention, they allegedly started leaking private messages Jane Doe had sent to Shannon during their relationship. And let's just say, those messages were wildly explicit, graphic, sexual, and over the top. Some of the texts made headlines for how far they went, including extreme bedroom talk and wild fantasies. While many were shocked by the language, Shannon's team claims the texts show their relationship was consensual and that Jane Doe had full agency in how things unfolded. Shannon's official statement called the lawsuit a blatant and cynical attempt to shake him down. His lawyers claim Jane Doe and her attorney, Tony Busby, are trying to extract a huge settlement by using public pressure and legal threats. They said, "This lawsuit filed by Gabriella Zuniga and orchestrated by her attorney, Tony Busby, is nothing more than a calculated move to force Mr. Sharpe into paying up. The $10 million offer wasn't an admission. It was damage control." This saga, it's far from over and the heat just keeps rising. Now Shannon Sharpe's legal team is pushing back hard and they're trying to flip the entire narrative. In a new statement, they revealed there's a secretly recorded video of an intimate encounter between Shannon and Jane Doe, one they claim was completely consensual. According to them, the video has been heavily edited and taken way out of context to make it seem like something it wasn't. They say it was crafted to twist a private moment into something sinister. Shannon's lawyers doubled down, saying the evidence paints a clear picture that this was an adult relationship, one that included role-playing, explicit language, and fantasy scenarios that Jane Doe allegedly asked for. They claim that the edited clip, which Jane reportedly recorded herself, is now being used to mislead the public and the courts into thinking the interaction wasn't consensual. Mr. Sharpe, according to his legal team, completely denies any claims of coercion or misconduct, especially the serious accusation of assault, which he's calling a gross lie. They're standing firm, saying this is nothing more than an extreme attempt to blackmail him for millions, and they made it clear, Shannon isn't backing down. He's ready to take this fight to court and let the facts speak for themselves. We look forward to full vindication, his lawyer said. This will be handled through due process and judged by facts and law, not public pressure. But Jane Doe's lawyer, Tony Busby, wasn't staying quiet either. He clapped back hard, claiming the texts Shannon's team leaked were from before the alleged incident even happened. According to Busby, those messages have nothing to do with what Jane is accusing Shannon of. He said, every text Mr. Sharpe's counsel released today is dated before the alleged assault detailed in Jane Doe's case. He accused Shannon's team of releasing those messages to distract the public and shift the spotlight away from the lawsuit. It won't work, Busby added. To add to the heat, he dropped his own set of texts, including one where Jane told Shannon, I cried when you left because I begged you to use protection and not go there, and you didn't listen. This battle, it's only getting more explosive. I don't care what our history is, no means no, Shannon. That's what Jane Doe reportedly told him. And according to her legal team, she was in disbelief and struggling to even process what had happened. In response, Shannon allegedly just asked if he could call her later. No apology, no accountability, just a follow-up like it was nothing. But Tony Busby wasn't done lighting up Club Shay Shay just yet. He came back with another bombshell, this time an audio recording. In that clip, Shannon Sharpe can allegedly be heard threatening to choke Gabriella. Yeah, you heard that right. After dropping the tape, Busby released a statement saying, the contents of this clip are certainly not playful. They're disturbing, aggressive, and dangerous.
You're just gonna get mad at and you're just gonna hang up on me, so I feel like...
I'm not gonna hang up on you. It is what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing, Gabby. You want to be a bitch to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to fucking choke the shit out of you when I see you. You know what?
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you are.
He claimed the audio shows exactly what kind of treatment Jane Doe was subjected to and said it was so intense she felt the only way out was to leave Nevada and cut off all contact with Shannon completely.
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
Yeah, I might choke you in public. Big black guy chokes small white woman.
Now that's chilling. But like I said earlier, this whole situation is an out of control, explosive mess. When you look at it all, the lawsuit, the leaked texts, the alleged audio threats, and now Dave Chappelle stepping in to say Shannon's being targeted, the picture gets even more chaotic. If Dave's right and this is a calculated takedown, then Shannon's enemies definitely don't want him walking around with a $100 million podcast deal and a platform that big. That kind of power could be dangerous to the wrong people, especially if he's been sitting on secrets. So yeah, this saga is far from over, but now it's your turn. Drop your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about Dave's claims, the lawsuit, and all the madness coming out of Club Shay Shay? And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss a drop when the next truth bomb goes off. See you in the next one.